Hello, my YouTube world. This is Johnny Moe coming to you today with a update video on how things are going. So things were going pretty smoothly until we hit a couple 3 days in a row, 70s, nights in the 60s, had one day in the weekend over 80s. So 5 days in the perfect surrounding, the perfect temperatures for this grass. This grass here is only 1 week. I cut this last Wednesday and I want to measure it for you. Top blades, 10 inches. I cut this at 3 1/4 last week. Look at this stuff. This is a fertilized lawn. Top blades over 10 inches tall. I cut that one over there, and I cut this one, and I cut that one over there. Guys, this is why we've talked about this so much. The Northeast grass for a month is just the hardest grass to cut in the country. I am firmly convinced. I don't think there's anything like this. This is 1 week's of gross. It was cut at 3 1/4 last week. Now I'm gonna have to cut it 3 3/4, 3 1/2. I'm not sure. It's probably at least a double cut. If you don't have the right mowers, guys, you're not gonna be able to cut this grass, and you're not gonna make any money. And it's just gonna be just a frustrating time in the Northeast. That's why Skaggs can't do it, guys. They cannot cut this grass. Skaggs cannot clean this stuff up. It'll cut it. It can make tall grass short, but it can't clean it up. And that's why you have to find a deck. That's why so many people go with Exmark, and you see some Ferris, and you see Toro up here, because those decks have been proven. It's so important to buy the right equipment for your area, because this stuff is absolute. Look at this. Look at this. Now, granted, this is fertilized, but this is 1 week. This is just 1 week. I'm going to give you a before and after. I'll show you what I'll be using to cut this down with. It's just absolutely ridiculous. This is what I'll be using to knock all this down with, and we'll see what it can do. I'll tell you how many times it can. I have to cut it. This is at least a double, guy. At least a double. It could even be a triple, especially in that area. And that front lawn is just, it's waving in the wind. It's a full-blown 8 to 10 inches thick. So guys, I will get back to you. I'm going to show you the before and after. This is the before. You could see last week I went back and forth. This way, I'll probably go this way. I'm not quite sure, but this is what I was talking about. This is what keeps you up at night right here, because you know it's going to be miserable cutting these grasses. Now, fortunately, this is dry. That is going to be a fortunate thing. But if this was just a little bit wet with dew, I don't care what deck you got. You're in trouble. Exmark, Toro, Ferris. You're going to be in trouble, and then you're going to make a real big mess. So it's just one of those things. Let's see how long it takes me to cut these 3. Let's see what time it is. Let's get in the truck. Let's see what time it is. Radio. Come on. Okay, so it's 11:54. All right, guys, I'm going to give you before and after. We'll see how long it takes me, and we'll see what it looks like afterwards. I just measured. I will measure. YouTube world, Johnny Moe here. It is 1:30. It took me an hour and a half. I cut that lawn down there, this lawn here, and that one there. So it took me hour and a half. Let's go measure them. Let's take a look, see how they come out. You can see there's no grass anywhere. Nice. Let's see where we're at. What did I get it down to? About 3 1/4, right on the nose. So this one's this one. This one here I had a little bit of trouble with. I had some moisture in it, so I definitely had to scatter her a second time. That one up there wasn't too bad, but this is what we're dealing with here. So hour and a half, 3 lawns. That one up there is a non-fertilized lawn, so I didn't have that much trouble. That was a single cut. This was a double cut. This was a double cut, a single cut, and a single cut. And So I said all to say this. You see me take a lawn from 10 inches down to 3 1/4 with the Turbo Force deck. And this is why it's very important to make sure that you get the right deck for what you're using. So this deck is top notch in the Northeast. When you're cutting these high lawns for the next month, every day I come back here, it's gonna be like this. It's gonna be like that. It's gonna be 7.5 to 10 inches tall every week from here for about another month until it gets to be about 80s consistently all day long. Until then, if it stays low 80s, nights in the 60s, good night. These lawns are just gonna keep going, especially the fertilized ones. So that's why I say it's really important to make sure that when you're picking a deck for your area, make sure you pick the right deck. Because obviously, if I had a bagging system, I would have bagged all that up, but then I had to dump it somewhere. I mean, these lawns aren't small here, guys. It goes all the way down to almost back to that swimming pool down there. Same with this one. That one's the same size. They're about all the same size. That one's the biggest. But before, I used to just pull up and bag them. Just bag and throw them in the truck or find a place to dump them. Just a big waste of time. So that's why I took the time for the last 5 years to find a deck that could do this. Look, there's no bag. Look, I didn't bag this. Look, there's not even a bagging system in the back here. There's no bags. Look, no grass. You saw it, 10 inches. 10 inches. Boom, 3 1/4. So when I had that Skag and I was pulling up the lawns like this, it just could not clean it up. What I had to do is double cut it, triple cut it, and then take a blower to it. Guys, if you're doing that, if you're having to take a blower to your lawn, you got the wrong deck. I would definitely keep finding another deck. If you got to take a blower to the lawn consistently, all the time, every day, I can understand if you're getting yourself in a bad situation. It's the rain just knocked down on you. You had to finish the lawn, and you have to take a blower to it. I get it. But if that's your modus operandi every single day, taking a blower to it, you got the wrong deck. Now listen, there's some big pieces of grass still sitting in here. But look, it's perfect. There's no clumps, there's no nothing. All right, guys, that's my time. I'm gonna jet on here a little bit later.